6 in Port Huron, and we're back with some of the bigger bikes out here at the 1994 Port Huron Motorcycle Club Hill Climb event. We've gone through several classes. A little bit earlier we're looking at some of the smaller bikes. We're getting into some of the bigger bikes now, and these are the bikes really that people really get excited about coming and seeing. All of the bikes are exciting to watch because they only make it some of them only make it part way up, and getting down is as exciting as coming up. Of course, the big bikes off time will go right up and over the top, as we're seeing with some of the larger motocross bikes now. Doug Loxton of Loxton Radiator on Lapeer in Port Huron. He's also one of the members of the Port Huron Motorcycle Club sponsoring today's event. It is an AMA sanctioned event. Doug is back here with me, and a few minutes ago we just had a spectacular crash up on the hill.
That was quite a crash there, Phil.
They brought the medical folks out. The rider came back down off the hill on his own power. He walked back down the hill and seems to be okay. The medical crew is still going to check him out, make sure that he's all right. Pretty safe event though, really. You don't run into many problems year to year, do you, Doug?
We haven't. You know, we've had our share of minor injuries and a couple of broken bones here and there. But other than anything serious, we haven't had anything at all really bad.
Now we're just a couple classes away from the open class. There's 3 bikes running in the open class. These are some familiar names to you, aren't they, a couple of these guys?
Well, that they are. Leo Anthony Jr. there, he's riding a Triumph from Port Huron, and Harry Denman, he's from Peru, Indiana, riding a Harley Davidson. In fact, we've got a little info on him. He's got currently he holds the fast time of the hill that we have on record. He's from Peru, Indiana. He's set the record in 1993 on this hill for 2.68 seconds.
That's Harry Denham? Denham?
Right.
Okay, and he's the one running the Harley, the open class Harley back here. And we're going to see a whole lot more of that bike here in a little bit. We're working our way up through the classes to get to Harry and the other couple of open class riders. Right now we're I believe just beginning the 401 to 500. Check that. We're into the 401 to 500 class, where that's going to be followed by the 500 to 750 cc bikes. There are 4 in the 501 to 750 class. That's actually class number 7 out of 10, so you can see that we are getting through the heats as one of the bigger bikes goes up. It looks like a outrageous run. He literally flew up the track. As we predicted earlier, all these bikers seem to be finding the fastest route up the hill in that left-hand third portion. They're centering themselves in about the left third of the track where it's the smoothest. And really, we've only had one what you could consider spectacular crash today. Most bikes have either gotten a little sideways, later on down, and then rolled her back down the hill. It's really been a pretty uneventful race as far as serious problems, and we're all glad to see that. The weather has held up throughout the afternoon, as we were talking about a little bit earlier. While I've got an opportunity, let me get real quickly back into some of the sponsors of today's event. Thank some of the people that helped make this event possible. Harley Davidson of Port Huron, Larry Gilbert and family of Harley Davidson of Port Huron. Also Trax Food and Spirits with food and spirits until 2 a.m. They're at 936 Military Street. Most folks in the Port Huron area are familiar with where Trax is located, right across from the Port Huron Times-Herald. Secured Storage and Ryder Truck Rental. They're on Yeager Street. 985-5300 is the number at Secured Storage. That's Bill and Mary Wall. Donating a Ryder truck. Sponsoring this event, of course, Loxton Radiator on Lapeer Road in Port Huron, and Ironclad Cycles of Port Huron for today's event. I also want to mention, too, that General Roofing and Siding was nice enough to supply a truck with a boom that we're using to capture our camera shots from the top of the hill this afternoon. We've got some spectacular footage. It looks like we're a mile off the ground when you see the shots from the boom as the cameraman hangs off the boom, actually over the top of the hill. Kelly Penn is the operator for General Roofing. And then we've got Frank Kelly, the cameraman at the top, doing a great job for us today. At the bottom of the hill, our cameraman for CPHS Channel 6 this afternoon is Barry Peters. Gary Goulette is producing this event today for CPHS Channel 6 and doing a great job. My name is Phil Tuttle. I'm a guest announcer, I guess you could say, sitting in here today. Really having a great time. It's really been exciting. Things have moved along pretty smoothly. We've had just a couple minor little hang-ups as the laser light that these riders trip that signals their start up the hill. The laser light, yeah, we've had some minor little intermittent problems, some stops and starts due to having to reset the light. Other than that, it's really been beautiful. There's a great crowd, hundreds of people turned out, a true family event here this afternoon out at the Ruby Campgrounds just west of Port Huron. We've got, looks like a couple little more adjustments being made. We're waiting for the green flag to be waved once again from the top and the bottom of the hill as the referee in today's event waiting for an all clear signal at the top of the hill. Bob Hammer, the bottom of the hill referee, overseeing the waving the flags at today's event. And this event usually about a 4 or 5 hour start to finish as far as the whole time for the thing to take place.
Right, from the time we start to run the bikes, Phil, to the time we get done is usually we get started about 1 o'clock and we get done about 5:30 or thereabouts, provided we don't have any problems. Of course, today we're having a little problem with this timing equipment. It's all brand new equipment. We haven't used it yet. We just purchased it because we had problems with our old equipment last year. And until we work the bugs out of it and use it at a couple climbs, of course, we're going to have these problems till we get it perfected.
Yeah. Let's mention once again, if there's any folks watching today and this looks kind of exciting to them, and then they may want to take the family out to the next event that's coming up when? The next hill climb here at this location?
The next hill climb is at this location is August 14th. And then again, the 29th, 28th. It's on a Sunday. They're always on a Sunday. The events are always Sunday here, of course. That way you can take the family out and you don't have to worry about going to work.
Okay. We're going to cut over to Brad Allen. He's got one of the riders with him. He's going to chat with just a moment.
Okay, thanks so much, Phil. With me is DJ Davis. Had a great first run. What happened?
I just went up, just stayed at the line that I picked, and the timer that they used didn't go on.
The timer kind of messing up a little bit today. Sun kind of wreaking havoc with it at this point. Second run, how far did you get up?
I went up 92 feet, and I just lost control of the bike, and I hit a tree.
And you hit a tree. How's the bike?
The bike's fine.
And how are you?
I'm fine too.
You got a little messed up there, right? No? Just a little dirt. Nothing that'll hurt you, okay? So it's 110 feet up there, right?
Yeah, it is.
So you did 92 on your second run. Does that leave you in good? Was it a good time? Does it give you a chance?
Actually, what they did is they gave me the full climb, because the first time I got the full climb, but they didn't time me. So they gave me the full climb with no time.
So
they gave me 110 feet climb.
So it was over the top, as they like to say, right?
Yes, that's it. Yep.
That was a good run. DJ Davis, thanks so much for being with us.
Brad, thank you very much. We have just a moment of silence here. It's a rare moment when we don't hear any engines running around us as the bikes are temporarily resting. We're still waiting for the all clear from the top of the hill. Several other events. How many other hill climbs are there in the state? There's 2 or 3 other, I believe, hills, aren't there?
There's 2 or 3 other. Our hill climb chairman is here today. I haven't been able to corner him yet to get any information, of course, and I don't have the schedule right here in front of me, Phil, but they've got August 7th, I believe. They've got the Michigan State Invitational over in Muskegon.
There's a couple Muskegon riders here. I noticed today too that came all the way across the state. Across the state.
There's quite a pack of them here, in fact, from that side of the state. And being we've got back into this in the last 4 years, it's creating a lot more interest. I've talked to a lot of the riders that used to ride years ago, and they're thinking about digging their old bikes out of the back corners and garages and sheds and taking them out from under the tarps and getting them out and maybe trying to climb the hill again. Of course, some of these riders are 40 plus, although we do have a 40 plus class here, I believe, today that we're going to run later on.
That would be considered the seniors?
That's the senior class.
Boy, that's a slam, isn't it? 40 plus and all. Now you're a senior, and you have to climb a bike and try and get it up the hill. It'll turn you into a senior in a hurry, I guess. Now, how far away do riders come from this event? You were mentioning a little bit earlier you got some guys from Indiana and points beyond, huh?
Right. We get a lot of riders sometimes from Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. We've had them from as far away as Pennsylvania come over to race here with us. And today, the only one that I know of right offhand, looking through the charts here, is Harry Denham from Peru, Indiana, and he's riding Harley in the big bike class.
That's one of the big bikes we're looking forward to. He's the one that holds the track record, 2.68 seconds. The track record, or rather the hill record, set in 1993, last year at this very same event. Now, the riders that do well today, that place high in the point standings, and of course these same bikes also competing at other hill climb events throughout the state. How does the state championship shake out, and when in the season really does that take place? Maybe later in the summer, perhaps?
Well, that, like I say, again, that'll be August 7th, I believe, is the date.
For the final, okay.
Right, for the state championship climb.
And then there's a national event too, isn't there?
There's a national event also. I don't believe it's in Michigan this year, though. It could be. They switch off and on. They're not always held at the same location. They move them around, and that way one rider, say for instance, if the hill's in his hometown, he doesn't have an advantage.
Right.
He was out running his hometown hill, and then they hold the nationals on it. So they keep them moving around to give all the riders a fair shot at the championships.
Okay, we've got a bike just firing up here on the starting line, and a couple others behind us as well. Beautiful sunshine now, sun back out from behind the clouds. It's really kind of nice because the sun comes out long enough to warm you up, and then it disappears long enough for you to cool down a little bit. So we've really been fortunate as far as that goes. Bob Hammer, the referee, coming up. He was coming up to wave him on with a flag, and he shot right up the hill before Bob could get there. I believe they did have an all clear at the top. We've got a Honda 480R motocross bike.
You notice on these bikes, Phil, the way they lengthen the swinging arms on them, and that tire sticks out a good 2 feet beyond to where it did normally.
Moves their center of gravity up, lets them stay upright a little longer going up the hill, and he takes off. Now, when we say lengthening the swing arm, easier to say. Lengthening the swing arm, what we're really talking about is moving that back tire back. The swing arm that back tire rides on, they extend, and it makes for a much more advantageous climb up the hill for these guys.
And you have to find a happy medium as far as how far to lengthen these, because sometimes you can lengthen them too far and it'll be a disadvantage.
Oh yeah? You get too much wheel spin?
Exactly. You'll have too much weight on the front end and the tire won't get any traction on the rear to push you forward.
The Honda 500 we're looking at, for example, right now has it's actually a slotted swing arm where he can actually adjust the length to suit a particular hill.
That's a real nice system there, because it is adjustable.
Now, it is a potential problem because a lot of these guys don't get a run at this hill before they go up, so they've got to kind of guesstimate, don't they?
Right. These guys, these riders here almost make it look easy, don't they?
They do, particularly when they get up the hill in about 3 or 4 seconds or less.
Right.
A lot of people watching that aren't familiar with these kind of events, that maybe have never been on a bike and tried to climb a hill like this themselves, can look at it and say, it doesn't look so bad. You'd be surprised.
Well, when you stand at the top of that hill and look down also, it gives you a whole different
Number 103, view. Roger Bibler.
From Saranac, Michigan. He's from the other side of the state.
I was trying to figure out if that was Sarnia or Saranac.
No, that's Saranac. He's the other side of the state rider, of course. Like I say, we have quite a group of them that came over to our climb today from over there. And Roger's a real good rider. He was our fast time champion here 2 years ago. Fast time of the day, and I believe he's running a 500 Kawasaki. His boy usually brings his bike too, but today I was talking to his boy earlier, and his boy left his bike home today.
Oh, is that right? Now, there is a father-son team here. We've got Greg Jules. That's number 28, and he's from Hudsonville, Michigan. He's got one boy, 5, that also has entered in this event, and the kids are really cute to watch. Now, Greg, we're going to see a little bit later on. He's the 1993 Muskegon State champ, and his son is Brett, who's 5 years old, and he's running in Pee Wee. He's got a little Yamaha 50 running in the Pee Wee class, so a father-son team is here today, in fact.
That's the time to get them started.
That's
if you wanna
right.
Be a good hill climber. I've never done this myself, but I wouldn't mind trying it.
They haven't gotten you up the hill yet, Doug?
No, not yet. I've never tried hill climbing, Phil, and I wouldn't mind trying it, provided there wasn't a crowd watching me tumble back
exactly,
down.
yeah.
Gets intimidating.
Yeah, that's a good point though, because a lot of these guys they're used to riding recreationally on hills throughout the state of Michigan, maybe wherever they're from. They get out here in front of a couple hundred people and maybe get a third of the way up, and their bike stalls. It's a lot more pressure than just go out and riding recreationally. A lot of these guys I noticed getting a little bit sideways right before they hit the berm, and it looks like a motocross jump by the time they get up to it. It's like a vertical jump, jumping uphill.
That makes for an exciting run.
All right, next couple riders we have coming up, we've got a number 9 Yamaha.
This is Jeff Grout out of Croswell. He had a little mishap out here last year.
Did he?
And in fact, his wife was my nurse when I was in the hospital a year and a half ago in January. I'm surprised she's letting him race out here again.
Now, what did he experience a little injury out here, did he, last year?
I think he either broke his leg or cracked something or ribs. I know he was in when I was in for my into my doctor for a checkup. They were making him an appointment for surgery.
Oh man. Get into some of the bigger bikes here that we've been waiting for. We've got a looks like a Honda 750 engine in this, doesn't it? Is that what that is? A 754?
No, we're
engine?
still in the 500 class.
So he's just lining up for the next heat. We're going up 2 500s in this particular class. We're in the 401 2 500s now. It looks like the
that was an excellent run there, Phil.
looks like the very first bike now rolling up, just starting the 501 to 750 class. That is number 113, Charles. It looks like Butas. Butas, B-U-T-A-S, from Holland, Michigan, riding a modified Honda street bike.
That's highly modified.
Highly modified, extended swing arm. Very interesting looking machine. A lot of small gas tanks out here today too. Now, you don't require a lot of fuel to motor up these hills, do you?
Not to make this one pass up here, no we don't.
Of course, anything to keep the weight down is going to be advantageous for him. And he's getting a little sideways. You can see as Chuck goes up, how it's possible for these riders to get down into the woods, which is not where you want to be by any means. Okay, now we're into the 501 to 750 class. That's the very first rider, Charles Butas of Holland. We've got 4 bikes in this particular heat. Dan Baldwin, number 58 from Parchment. Todd Monzo of Port Huron, riding a Triumph. And Bruce Son of Grant on a Kawasaki.
Interesting thing about this rider here, Phil, is this is Todd Monzo running this Triumph. And this bike has been run on this hill since just about when it was new.
Oh, is that right?
It's a 1957 model.
I'll be darned. Looks bone stock except for the knobbies, and he went right up. He's the only bike so far today that we've seen take a
right side of the hill.
Take a line up the right side of the hill here.
Todd likes to be different.
That's right. He motored right on up there too. Now, how many of these guys that are entered in today's event out of the 52 approximately would you say are members of the motorcycle club? Are there a lot of guys in the club that make this run?
No, there's only actually that I know of right offhand 3 or 4.
Is that right?
From
Okay.
the motorcycle club itself that are signed up for the event.
If you have a motorcycle, you want to know a little bit more about the motorcycle club, you can actually sample what it would be like to be in by maybe participating in some of these events. Again, you don't have to be a member. You can just give any of the guys, Doug Loxton or any of the other guys at the Port Huron Motorcycle Club, a call. 982-4894 is the number if you'd like some more information on maybe getting involved in some of these events. Usually real good time family type events. For example, the Wally Hutchinson Memorial Charity Road Run is coming up Sunday, July 31st. Keep that in mind. The sign up is at 11 a.m. at the Motorcycle Club out on Griswold Road in Port Huron. The event starts at 12 noon. You do not have to be an AMA member to participate. It's open to anyone with a motorcycle that wants to get some more information and take part. It's a fundraiser. All proceeds go to the March of Dimes. So if anyone wants to take part, of course, any extra donations will be accepted and greatly appreciated, I might add. The cost for non-AMA members is just $8, and the cost for AMA members is $7. So keep that in mind. It is an AMA-sanctioned event. The Wally Hutchinson Memorial Charity Road Run, Sunday, July 31st, just a couple weeks away from today.
We've got a bike coming up here, Phil, that I think is going to be one of the crowd pleasers. Again, it's the Harley Davidson of Harry Denham's from Peru, Indiana, and he is currently our hill time record holder.
We were talking about Harry just a few minutes ago then, weren't we? Okay.
Right, and if you look at this bike, it's in front of us now. It's a pretty interesting bike, and it's very, very well put together.
Very custom.
Very professional. And it looks like he's got an electric starting unit there to fire this bike up.
And he's going to need it. Isn't that something? While Harry's getting fired up, we're going to cut over and let Brad Allen chat with one of the riders here as Harry gets ready to take a charge of this hill. Brad?
Okay, thanks a lot, Phil. Okay, with me right now is
Roger Bibler.
Okay, Roger, where you from? What club?
Saranac, Michigan. I'm a member of the Muskegon Motorcycle Club.
So you're all the way from Muskegon, too. We got a lot of you folks from up there.
Yeah, I'm from that side of the state. I'm from over by Saranac, or Ione area.
Okay, so you had a real good run. From what I can tell, you're probably in contention. How do you feel about that? I think it was a good run. How do you feel?
Oh, it was a little bit shaky there. It got a little crazy up towards the top.
Okay, now, what happens from here? Do you get another run?
Yeah, we get another run at it. Everybody gets another pass. You give it your best shot.
Okay, so how long have you been doing this?
Me and the boy figured it out today. We've been doing it for 14 years.
14 years. So you do a lot of this over in Muskegon, or do you have to travel?
Oh, we travel around. We go to Ohio, Indiana. Of course, the state championship is held at Bridgeton, our home club.
Okay, once again, Roger had a great run. Thanks so much, Roger. Back to you, Phil.
One of the fastest runs of the day, Harry Denham of Peru, Indiana, on a highly modified 1600cc Harley Davidson. He's last year's hill record setter. He had a time of 2.68 seconds in last year's event right here at this same hill in 1993 hill record, fastest time ever up this particular hill, and we can see how easily that could happen with that particular bike. We've got a Triumph up here too.
This is Leo Anthony Jr. Leo's well known around the community for his riding prowess, of course. And if you've ever been out here, he's riding Frank Wisniewski's Triumph in this class.
Uh-oh, that's not good. He's got to be disappointed with that. He stalled about 20 feet up the hill, not even. Yeah, we got a little exhaust from the Harley that just came back down the long side of the hill. He makes it look so easy, you know. Well, that's a tough break for Leo Anthony of Port Huron. Tell me a little bit about this bike. You said this was someone else's bike.
This bike here belongs to Frank, who is standing next to him there now, talking to him.
Okay.
And he put this bike together. It's been together for quite a number of years. And Frank is a past state and national champ, a hill climb champ here, using this same machine.
Is this an example of a bike that would also be involved in ice racing sometimes in the wintertime?
Very similar.
Yeah. Well, we just made it through our three.
Well,
I
we
do
have
believe.
one more.
We do have one more in this particular class.
Right. I don't see him up here getting ready or anything.
This is the 751 open class that we're in right now. This is these are the the biggest bikes that run, and usually the fastest. If there's a record setter, if there's a time to beat, it's usually going to be in this class of bikes right here, as far as overall quickness up the hill.
Well, we're waiting for the next rider, Phil. We talked about the next 2 hill climbs. There's one August 14th, one August 28th, which are on Sunday to bring the family out. I've got a little buddy of mine I'd like to say happy birthday. He couldn't attend today because they're having a birthday party for him, so he's got to be having as much fun as we are.
All right.
So Chucky Ware, 9 years old. Happy birthday, buddy. I hope you're having a good time.
Beautiful day. We're about to be able to cool down here for just a second. Sun disappearing behind the clouds again.
I see they're pulling this next Harley up. It was Eddie Hiley got a Port Huron. In fact, he lives right next to my sister and brother-in-law. And I've watched Ed. Ed was out here last year and climbed with his bike, and he's gone through the motor and redesigned the chassis somewhat. And they're just getting him fired up so he can make his climb here today.
Yeah, these guys spend all winter working on these bikes. Usually, if there's any major teardown work they want to do, the ideal time to schedule that is during the winter if they don't have any ice racing or anything like that in mind. Port Huron, speaking of ice racing, tell us about your ice racing events, also sponsored by Port Huron Motorcycle Club.
Normally in the wintertime we have 2 or 3 motorcycle ice races, which Gary has produced one last year. Of course, it was 20 below zero, and we had all kinds of equipment malfunctions. And we did end up getting 20 minutes of it on TV, and if anybody's interested in that, they can call the station, CPHS.
That's exciting stuff to watch. We had a good winter for it. We had plenty of ice this winter.
It was
for a while.
beautiful. Beautiful conditions. Everybody complained because it was so cold, and all us ice racers were praising the Lord.
We've got, I believe you said one more bike coming up in this class?
Yeah, they're over here trying to start it right now, I see. This, like I say, belongs to Eddie Heilig, and Leo Anthony Jr. had done the motor work on it. It's a brand new motor. So we're going to see if Eddie can't make it up and over the hill with this,
you got about two
this
more,
machine. I
two
see
more
Leo's over there
one of the
kicking on it
riders
right
here.
now at this time to get it started up.
These bikes are a bear to start when they're bone stock, much less when they get them beefed up a little bit.
Right.
We've got a great crowd. Seems like more and more people keep coming by the hour throughout the afternoon. We had the front half of the spectator area pretty well filled up about 12:30, 1 o'clock, just before we got started. And now the chairs and tents extend all the way back to the back of the spectator area, so it's definitely a full house, a perfect day for it today. Now coming up, we've got the senior class. It's going to be running just after we're through with this particular class. We have one more bike to go here in this class. The seniors, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 bikes in the senior class. We've got a couple local riders, 2 from Port Huron, 1 from St. Clair, 1 from Melvindale. A lot of these guys are regulars. In fact, Frank Wisniewski's bike is the one that just took a charge up the hill. Now he's gonna take another stab at it on that same bike.
Well, Leo Anthony Jr. took it in the 751 Open class, and of course I don't know what happened to it, but Frank is going to take it in the senior class. Going to take it up. Apparently Frank thinks that he can't compete with the younger guys in the Open class, so he let a younger guy take it for him.
Now Alan is also one of the seniors, riding a Honda.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a regular here at this event?
He's also a club member of Port Huron Motorcycle Club. Al is working here somewhere. I believe he's staging the riders that are getting ready for their next climb.
6 riders coming up in the senior class. We have the senior class will be number 9 of the 10 heats that we have running today. The very last heat is the 60-inch. Now tell me exactly what 60-inch means. I know it has to be under 60 inches.
Right, that's from axle. A point between your axles, from front axle to rear axle, has to be 60 inches or less. So any bike, regardless of motor size, can compete in this class. You can take a 50cc motorcycle and compete against a larger, let's say anything bigger than that, is provided that the wheelbase doesn't exceed 60 inches.
So any cubic centimeter, any engine size,
right,
in pretty much any frame, as long as the point between axles is no more than 60 inches.
Correct.
Okay. Quite a few riders in that last heat. That 60-inch heat going to be our 10th heat out of 10 today. We have, it looks like at least a dozen riders from all over the place competing in that heat. A lot of local folks, Richmond, Imlay City, Port Huron, Croswell, Melvindale, Smiths Creek, a lot of local guys competing in the 60-inch. Now, when we're through with the 60-inch, we're going to start right back in with the small bikes. Isn't that right?
Right. We'll come
Okay,
right
now-
back around to where we started.
That's going to be the very final heat as we get back into the smaller bikes and work our way back up through the big bike. Watching another rider take the hill.
Again, like I say, even this is a senior class. Ed Heilig, of course, in the 751 Open, his bike would not run, so we're into the senior class here now, Phil. And watching these guys, and the one fella I'm missing here this year, I haven't seen him here at all. I believe he was with us last year. He was 57 or 58 years old last year, and he was riding an old panhead Harley Davidson in a rigid frame. As you can see, most of these bikes here have shocks today, and this old bugger, this fella was in excellent physical condition, and he went up and over the hill. In fact, I've got a picture of it to prove it at home. But I don't see him here today. I'm kind of curious.
That's too bad. That really would have been something to watch. Of course, the big Harleys always favorites on these hills. Like we mentioned a few minutes ago, in fact, last year's record setter riding a Harley, a highly modified 1600cc Harley. That would be Harry Denham, we were mentioning a little bit earlier, who it seemed like he just had a couple little tweaks of the throttle and he was at the top. So the big bike's really exciting to watch. We have number 55 here in the senior class. That's Mike Van Kuren of Grand Rapids. Came all the way across state to compete today. As we watch him going up. Riding a Rokon. Now this is kind of a different bike. Tell me a little bit something about how he's got the engine configured on this one.
This bike here is basically, it's a two-stroke, almost like a snowmobile, and it's got the same type of transmission where you have no gears. You don't shift this motorcycle. All you do is hit the throttle and off you go. And the more you give it throttle, the faster you go.
Yeah, so it's fully automatic then.
Exactly.
Just like now he's got a pull start on that, I believe, doesn't he?
Right.
So it's just like, it's really a snowmobile engine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something. We're going to hear from Brad Allen. He has one of the riders with him as we wait for another bike to enter the staging area here at the hill climb. Brad?
Okay, thanks, Phil. Okay, we had another rider here on an awesome bike. We're getting to the bigger class now. What a great run up the hill. And what's your name, please?
Harry Denham,
Okay, Harry, where are you from?
Peru, Indiana.
Indiana. A lot of action down there in Indiana. Everybody's telling me they race in Indiana.
Oh yeah, we raced at Cayuga, Indiana, Middlebury, Indiana at the Pro Hill, and also Metamora. We ran up till this year.
Okay. Now the bike, unbelievable. I've never seen a Harley that looked like that. I thought Harley was strictly a street bike.
This is all a hand-built Harley with it's a hand-built frame with a Harley Davidson engine. It pumps out 191 horsepower, and it's built by Southside Harley Davidson of Indianapolis, who built the engine, and Olson Paint and Body of Peru did the painting on it.
So you're going to be doing another run, obvious, after that great run you just had.
Yeah, we'll be running one more run, see if we can get a little better time. I want to try to get down in the 2-second bracket. I've been there quite a few times, and I need to pick a little better hole shot than I did then.
Okay, thanks so much. Harry had a great run, and he'll be running again. Back to you, Phil.
Thanks, Brad. Phil Tuttle here for CPHS Channel 6. We're out at the 1994 Port Huron Motorcycle Club Hill Climb. Looking at Frank Wisniewski, going to take another shot. We just saw this bike take a shot at the hill and stalled about 20 feet up. Frank riding the same bike in the senior class. It's a Triumph.
Frank apparently feels like he's got to show us what this bike can actually do, and he's done excellent at it in the past, so he's going to give it a whirl. Frank is the fellow that's running our timing equipment.
Does much better than the last time we saw that bike take a stab at it. He makes it all the way up and over.
It seems like it's a real low RPM motorcycle. If you get her up there too peaky, it looked like it just get right out of control.
A lot of torque on the old 4-stroke Triumphs. All right, we're looking at number 53E, Alan Evening Grid of Port Huron, riding a Honda.
I believe that's a 250 Honda there. And that's what's interesting, is like that Triumph we just saw go up. This is a senior class now. Race the 250s against the 750s.
Oh. He makes it halfway up and slides down a little ways on his back. He and the bike both okay. And you were saying that really any size bike open to the senior class, they can pretty much ride anything they want in this class, isn't that right?
Right. Well, you know, when you get to be a senior, you pretty much let them guys do whatever they want anyhow.
A couple of the sponsors include Harley Davidson of Port Huron, Larry Gilbert and family. Trax Food and Spirits till 2 a.m. Trax is located right at 936 Military in downtown Port Huron. We also want to thank the folks at General Roofing and Siding. They supplied the truck with the boom that we're capturing our video from at the top of the hill. Big thanks to General Roofing and Siding. Ironclad Cycles in Port Huron, a sponsor today as well. Others include Secured Storage on Yeager Street. That's Bill and Mary Wall. 985-5300, the number for Secured Storage. They also have Ryder trucks there at that location if you're looking for one. And Loxton Radiator on Lapeer in Port Huron. Doug Loxton, been here with me for the last 30 minutes or so. Doug helping organize one of the events as a member of the Port Huron Motorcycle Club. This is an AMA-sponsored event. This hill climb competition we're having out here in Ruby. Beautiful sunshiny day. We're moving through the senior class. We're looking at, let's see which bike's going to start inching towards the line so we can see which it's going to be.
They're calling for number 20, John Innes right now, Phil. But we're going to have number 3 here. I don't have him on my schedule. That must be Don Lynn. We must be into the next class.
Riding a Kawasaki. Well, it looks like we're not experiencing any problems for the time being anyway as far as our laser beam goes across the bottom of the track. The laser beam that these riders trip on their way up. Been needing a few adjustments throughout the afternoon. Doesn't look like that's the case now, thank goodness.
We're keeping our fingers crossed.
Yeah. Here's another Kawasaki getting ready to inch up towards the starting line. Got a Honda creeping by us here. We're in the 60-inch class now, friends. We just got started with this. Again, the 60-inch class limited to bikes 60 inches or less in measurement, axle to axle. That's open to any engine size. And we have a Kawasaki taking a slow start up the hill. And the bike spits out from under him, and the
it looked like he just kind of says, enough of this, and just threw the bike away.
Gave up on it, didn't he? Now, you ran quads here last year, isn't that right?
Right.
And this year I noticed quads are not part of the event. Tell me a little bit something about how that transpired.
Well, what we had, Phil, was scary. Spectacular crashes. The only problem is with the quads, of course, the guys on the hill affectionately call them little cars. You know, rather than quads or ATVs, they call them little cars, because when you're up there and you're trying to stop one of those quads from rolling backwards down the hill, it's next to impossible. It's very dangerous. We've had a couple of them flip over backwards, chase the rider back down the hill. Luckily, thus far, we had no injuries. We had a couple of bikes come backwards on top of the rider. Luckily, we had no injuries there also. But it just got to be too much of a risk-taking venture for us. We don't want to see anybody get hurt here. This is our main goal, to everybody have a good time, watch the event, participate in it, but keep it safe.
A big disappointment, I know, for my friend Randy Wilson and some others that were really counting on seeing the quads run this year. In the 60-inch class now, you're seeing a little bit of everything. We've got, looks like a little MX-80 or something that just made its way up the hill about halfway.
He's actually a little bit more than halfway right now, and he was having a real good ride there.
Sure was. Well, friends, you're not going to have any problems figuring out what these bikes sound like as they start up all around us.
That was number 7. Was that last rider was Troy Blomquist from Rothbury.
Troy Blomquist, we just watched go up the hill from Rothbury riding a little Honda. Really had a nice run for the size bike that he's on. As we get down into the 60-inch class, like we were mentioning, we've got a Yamaha now, trying to pick up the numbers on it. Some smaller riders, of course, in this class, since it is a So today's limited to 60 inches or less in axle width, or axle to axle.
From our point of view here, Phil, it's kind of hard for us to pick out who's who because on this side of the bike they don't have a number. They're supposed to have number plates. It's generally it's a rule that you have 3 number plates on the motorcycle. They be a white background with black letters, one on the front and one on each side. Of course, you and I can't see the front from where we spectate here.
Makes our job more interesting today.
That was a nice backwards flip over.
Yep. It's amazing how fearless a lot of these little guys are when they get up there.
Oh, and they'll get right back up there. They'll
That's
flip
right.
it over like that and roll down the hill and get right back on.
Yep. Takes the older guys a little longer to heal now, doesn't it?
That it does.
We've got a Triumph coming up. Now, would this still be a 60-inch?
This is still a 60-inch. This one's easy to pick out, and why I say that, it's the only Triumph registered in this class. It's number 69.
Jason Hebel. Yep.
Hebel from Richmond.
Richmond.
And he's up and over.
That's right. Made it look easy once again. The 4-stroke power of that old Triumph.
Now this rider here, number 1, of course we can see his number, is Daryl Mass from Rothbury on a Honda.
And again, as we mentioned just a few minutes ago, getting ready to start all over with our heats in the 86 to 125 cc class. Right, is just following this particular heat, the 60-inch class.
Phil, what do you think about these 2-stroke fumes? You're not getting dizzy yet, are you?
No. Not good for you, but really not too bad. Nice run up the hill. Hill conditions really still pretty decent.
Like I say again, it's been a very nice day here. It's
Sure
just been
has.
a beautiful day for climbing. The hill has held up excellent so far.
Now down at the bottom of the hill, you can see that we have. Well, let me hold off for just a second. Let the Honda get on up here.
That's John France on a 250 Honda.
Yeah.
From Port Huron.
Oh,
And it
he
looked like
did go up
was
and over.
Walking the dog there.
That's right. 2 very distinct lines that most everyone's picking to the left and to the right of the center of the hill. It forms kind of a V down at the bottom. There's one line just to the left of center and one line just about in the center. They converge just to the left of the berm, which would be just about the left third center of the track. So down here at the starting line, where the bikes have about a 10-foot run before they actually break the laser beam, signaling the start of their run, they're going to either line up slightly to the left or just about in the center of the track. The 2 most popular places for these bikes to be starting today. Again, all the bikes, of course, looking for the smoothest, fastest way up the top of the track. I'm Phil Tuttle. You're watching CPHS Channel 6. We're out at the 1994 Hill Climb in Ruby, sponsored by the Port Huron Motorcycle Club. I have with me Doug Loxton of the Port Huron Motorcycle Club, and Doug also one of the sponsors. He's with Loxton Radiator, and he's not going to make it too far, unfortunately.
As you can see, Phil, most of these motorcycles, in fact all of them, and it's mandatory, are equipped with a safety kill switch. It's a tether, it's a line that's attached to the rider on his body, like around his wrist, that if should he become disconnected from the motorcycle, it automatically kills the motor. That way you don't have a problem with a runaway motorcycle chasing people down.
That could be scary, to say the least. We're working our way through the 60-inch class. We've just completed really 90% of the class, 90% of all the heats at this point as we get ready to start over again here in just a few minutes. Bob Hammer, our referee here for today's event. Bob Hammer, the referee, as I was just mentioning, for today's event. A couple of the other people that make this event possible today include Gary Goulette, who's producing this for CPHS Channel 6. He's working the switcher, directing this event for us today. Gary doing a great job. Frank Kelly is our cameraman in the boom. He's got the fun job. He is hanging on the boom up at the top of the hill. We've got a Honda 125R motocross bike in the 60-inch category, getting ready to take a run at the hill. And a poor start, unfortunately, for the Honda as he makes it about 20 feet up and stalls.
You know, Phil, we've got the cameraman up on the top of the hill. We've got him in the bucket there. That bucket was supplied by General Roofing and Siding, and we'd like to thank them greatly for it. This camera equipment here that we have today is very, very expensive, and we'd hate to have a rider come up over top of the hill and run into a cameraman and ruin the equipment.
Yep, Kelly Penn from General Roofing, a big help operating the boom up there for us today.
I know I had a little joke ongoing with Gary. I says, well, cameramen are a dime a dozen down here today. You know, we could just toss the other one off into the woods and grab the camera equipment and
That's right, just don't hurt the camera.
and get another man on him.
Where did you find your the laser beam? Where did that system come from that you're using to signal the start of these runs up the hill?
I don't know. I'm going to find out, though, because it's malfunctioning on us today.
Uh-oh.
Up and over. That's
And
why
a
we have hill.
spectacular crash.
That's why we have hill workers right there. Usually the rider will tumble backwards down the hill without even so much as a scratch, but if that motorcycle comes down behind him, the thing we want to do is keep it away from him.
That's right. Keeping it safe as we can today. That's really the whole idea. We were talking about the quads, the four-wheelers, and the unfortunate hazard that running some of those bikes represented, and therefore they're not being included this year.
The nice thing about these two-wheelers is you can take these bikes, and if you come over backwards or something, you can throw them on their side, and they're not going to go any further because the foot pegs and
handlebars,
stands and things like that, it'll dig right in and it'll stop the bike.
Sure.
Whereas with the quads, of course, they get that snowballing effect, and next thing you know, they're tumbling downhill, and there's no stopping them once they get a little momentum build up. This bike here has to be the quietest bike of the day.
Yep, it sounds like it's a bone stock exhaust. A lot of these guys, of course, have tuned headers and very low restriction mufflers, if any muffler at all. And as you've heard some of the bikes fire up around us, that's no big surprise to you, I'm sure, as you watch today, because
No.
they are very loud.
We're used to it.
All the spectators lined up just about, I guess, 50 yards back of the starting line. We've got a snow fence that runs about 50 yards, forming a perimeter for all the bikes that are here in the staging area. Approximately 52 bikes entered in today's event. Still working our way through the 60-inch class. There's quite a few bikes. We've got 14 bikes. I believe there's more bikes entered in this class than any other. Beautiful run up the hill.
Just about makes me want to do it.
Sure looks easy. We have 10 heats altogether in today's event. Doug was saying earlier the event gets started about 1. It usually runs approximately till 5:30. Isn't that right, Doug?
Right.
Just to give you an idea, if you're looking at coming out to some of these future events that are going to be sponsored at this very same hill in Ruby, at the campsite in Ruby. And by the way, if anyone's listening and watching and thinking of coming out to your event, mention once again the dates and times of the next two events you have later in the summer, and then maybe we can explain to folks how to get out here.
Okay, the next 2 hill climbs we have at this location, again, I say are August. I had it right here in front of me. What'd I do with it? I had it memorized. I've been repeating it all day. August 14th, August 28th, I believe are the dates.
Okay. We're watching another bike here at the staging area, getting ready to take a shot at this hill. In the meantime, we're going to pass it back over to Brad Allen, who's got some riders that he's going to talk to for just a moment. Brad?
All right, thanks so much. Phil, with me a couple riders that just went up the hill. What's your name? Where are you from?
Rich Ivanovich, Richmond.
Richmond? What happened, Rich? It was no left turns allowed, I thought.
I guess not.
So now, will you have a chance to get another run? Will you have a chance to get another run?
This will be a full one next time.
Okay, you're going to go up the top and have a good time to boot.
That's it.
That's it? All right, your name, where are you from?
Jason Habel, I'm from Richmond.
Richmond. You guys riding together, same club and everything? Okay, you made it over the top.
Yes, sir.
How's your time?
I haven't heard my time yet, but I think it was pretty good.
Okay, but do you get another run?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how's this work? You're going to keep going until what? The elimination, is it? Or?
No, you get 2 runs no matter what, and they take fastest time overall.
Okay, so what about the people that make it up 90 feet out of 110? What are are they basically out of it?
If nobody else in their heat made it, then they're out of it.
Then you're out and you can go on home with your head hung low.
Right, basically.
All right, good luck to both of you guys. Back to you, Phil.
Thanks, Brad. Phil Tuttle here for CPHS Channel 6, where we have coverage of this afternoon's 1994 hill climb. Now, this is the first of 3 hill climbs sponsored here at the Ruby Campgrounds for 1994. When I say sponsored by, that's by the Port Huron Motorcycle Club. Doug Loxton been here chatting here with me from the Port Huron Motorcycle Club, talking about these other events that are coming up now. It looks like, as I peruse this card here and flip through the dates, we have today's event. Today is July 10th. That's the date of this event that you're watching after the fact, of course. July 31st, the March of Dimes Wally Hutchinson Memorial Poker Run, which we mentioned a little bit earlier. The hill climb, the last of the 2 hill climbs will be August 28th, and then there's another August 14th. So August 14th and August 28th are additional hill climb events, duplicates of this one here at the campgrounds in Ruby. And my having only been out here a few times, I think I'm going to leave it to Doug here to explain probably the easiest way to get out, either through Lapeer or out through Beards Hills, I suppose.
Okay, the quickest way to explain it, in my opinion, Phil, and because I've been telling everybody how to get here, is if you're coming from Port Huron, of course, take I-69, whether it be from Flint or from Port Huron, and take the Barth Road exit, and which is just about a mile west of Wadhams. And take the Barth Road exit, go north to Lapeer, which is about 300 feet, and then you'll want to go west on M21, which is Lapeer Road. And you'll go 2.5 miles to Cribbins Road. And when you get to Cribbins Road, you'll want to go north, of course, depends. You'll make a right off Lapeer. And you go down 3 miles to which is Emily City Road. Crossroad there is a gravel road, and you'll go west again, and we're just up about 500 or 600 feet. Not too hard to get to at all. Once
now, the way I came out here, if there's some local folks that are real familiar with the area and they want to come right straight out, Lapeer, for example,
right.
Hang to the right at the sign that says Ruby Tree Farm. That'll take you right into Ruby. You'll go just past the tree farm, and right before you take the first right curve past the tree farm, you'll go straight, which is Imlay City Road, and it's just, you said 2 or 3 miles from that point out to the campground,
right.
Perhaps.
You'll go straight, you'll be on the gravel. Rather than going right directly into downtown Ruby, you'll go straight, and that'll take you right here to the campground, in fact.
And if you're looking for a nice place to camp, too, perhaps later in the summer, this is a real nice spot. We're getting ready to rerun, starting from the beginning, all of the heats. Starting with the smallest bikes, running the 86 to 125 cc bikes, working all the way up through the open class seniors, 60-inch. 10 heats still to go today. We've watched most of the first 10 heats as we get ready to continue. My name is Phil Tuttle. I've been hosting here for CPHS Channel 6. Let me quickly mention some of the sponsors and some of the folks that have helped out today as we wrap up today's broadcast. Sponsors include Harley-Davidson of Port Huron. Many thanks to Larry Gilbert and the employees of Harley-Davidson of Port Huron, family and friends of those folks as well. Trax Food and Spirits at 936 Military Street in downtown Port Huron, with food and spirits till 2 a.m. Folks familiar with them will know that they're right across from the Port Huron Times-Herald. Also Secured Storage and Ryder Truck Rental at the same location. That's on Yeager Street in Port Huron. Bill and Mary Wall, the proprietors of Secured Storage and Ryder Truck Rental. Many thanks to Bill and Mary Wall. Their number 985-5300 if you'd like some information on the services they offer. Loxton Radiator. I'm sure Doug's going to appreciate me mentioning Loxton again on Lapeer Road in Port Huron. Your phone number out there?
Is 985-7800.
Okay. And Ironclad Cycles, many thanks to them. Also, some outstanding sponsors, Ironclad Cycles here at Port Huron. Also want to thank the folks at General Roofing and Siding who supplied us with the ever-handy truck. Really, we would not have been able to capture any of the wonderful footage we've had from the top of the hill today without the help of the folks at General Roofing and Siding that supplied us with the truck and boom. The truck boom operator up there, Kelly Penn, doing a great job for us. Brad Allen. Frank Kelly is the cameraman at the top. Brad Allen of WHLS Radio here in Port Huron. He does afternoon drive there. You'll want to tune in and listen to Brad. He was helping out with some interviews of the riders today. I want to thank all the riders and members of the Port Huron Motorcycle Club for putting on another great event. A couple more coming up. We want just to mention one last time, August 14th and 28th. Give those folks a call at 982-4894. Get some information and come on out to the event. Bob Hammer, the referee here, doing a great job today. And the producer and director of today's event, Gary Goulet from CPHS Channel 6. Barry Peters doing a great job on the bottom hill camera. Again, my name is Phil Tuttle with the production company in Port Huron. Here as guest of Port Huron Motorcycle Club. I'd like to thank all those folks for inviting me. I had a great time. All of us really have. And I believe that is it for today's event, the 1994 Hill Climb, the first of three. My name is Phil Tuttle for CPHS Channel 6.
Love is like a roller coaster.